We all hear that communication is the key to a successful marriage. But why is communication so hard? Why do some couples struggle to become good communicators? And what makes other couples so good at it? I have the answer for you, my friend. And in this video, I am going to share with you the most important missing piece of this communication puzzle. If you get this right, you will become a better communicator and you will transform your marriage. Let's have this conversation. Hello again and welcome back to the channel. I am Doran and this is Not Easily Broken. Every relationship is built through communication. A matter of fact, the marriage that you have right now, it is because of communication. You and your spouse had to communicate in order for you to relate. 95% of marital problems are linked to communication. Communication is very important to every relationship, even your relationship with God. Effective communication is so important to God that that's what God used to create the earth. And in Genesis chapter 1, the Bible tells us, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovers over the water. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God said it, and things happened. Now, there is power in your spoken words. Effective communication is not just about using words, but it's how you use words, what you say and how you say it. Your words create feelings and create experiences. How do I know that? We are created in the image and in the likeness of God. And that same creative power that God used during creation is the same creative power that we have to demonstrate our words and our deeds. A man will use his words as a creative power to convince a woman that he is the right one for her. She used her creative power to agree with him, yes. When he get down on one knee and said, "Will you marry me?" Guess what? You said yes. And all of a sudden, now that you're married, you're talking about you don't know how to communicate. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to come on, man. The devil is a lie. Y'all got to stop this mess and do this right. And guys, if this video is adding some value to you, then please do us a favor and hit that like button. It is absolutely the best way that you can show your support to this channel. Let's continue the conversation. God had to communicate with Adam to build a relationship with man. And the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 3 that God would visit man at the cool of the day to communicate with Adam. That's how serious communication is. God visits Adam every day to have a conversation with him. That is so deep. That is so powerful. Do you understand how serious this is? God never missed a moment to communicate with man, to spend time with man, having meaningful conversation. Communication is the solvent of all marital problems. If you can't communicate, you cannot create. If you can't communicate, you cannot create love. You just can't. This is a problem in most marriages today. Communication is the foundation of personal growth. And that, my friends, is the missing key. That, my friend, is the missing link. That, my friend, is the problem. And if you focus on personal growth, it will become the difference maker in how you live, how you serve, and how you show up for your marriage. Personal growth is the main cause of the lack of healthy communication. It is because you are out of alignment with God and yourself. If you're having a communication problem, it can be traced back to personal growth. Whether it's what happened to you in your past or where you are now, but it can be traced right back to you. No successful communicator has a bad and a negative attitude. A good communicator is not self-centered or mean. An effective communicator does not only talk about themselves. They show interest in others. Effective communicators don't put you down. They build you up. They use words and expressions through body language to demonstrate how interested they are in you. They are a bridge to you and not a burden. They are an asset to you and not a liability. So then the question is, what is the solution? To become a good communicator, you do the opposite of what a negative person, a bad communicator does. You have to be kind-hearted. You have to have confidence in yourself. You have to become a good listener. You don't listen to respond. You listen to understand. You show interest in your spouse and give them your undivided attention. Put down the stupid phone, get off social media, and just be present and in the moment. Don't cut them off while they are speaking to you. If you hear it for the first time, listen. If you hear it the second time, listen like it's the first. Because every time you get an opportunity to communicate with your spouse, especially men, when your wife is communicating with you, you better be present, man. Because it unlocks her vulnerability. It unlocks her intimacy. It drives her and draw her closer to you. You become a magnet that she can't resist. Become good at wanting to solve problems rather than trying to win an argument. You know, in James chapter 1 and verse 9, it tells us that, know this, my beloved brothers, let everyone be quick to hear. God give us 2 ears and 1 mouth that we must listen twice as much as we speak. Quick to hear, slow to anger. You know, it takes practice to become a good listener. This is not something that is automatic. It's not a skill that you're born with. Good communication skills must be developed. You have to be intentional. You have to master the art of communication. And to do that, you have to master yourself. To master yourself, personal growth must be your number one priority. When you understand that your relationship with God helps us in our marriage, in our lives, then you will take personal growth and spiritual growth seriously. See, I became passionate about spiritual and personal growth. I do. This is what I teach. This is what I believe. This is what I live, because I know exactly what it did and it consistently keep doing for my life. These 2 areas are the difference maker. They changed my life forever. I remember years ago in my marriage, communication was a problem. I knew how to talk, but I did not know how to communicate. I grew up with 5 sisters, only brother among 5 sisters, and I know how to talk. That was easy for me. But when I started to grow in God and in my identity as a kingdom man, as a man of God, I leveled up my communication skills. I started to use the power that God has given me. The Bible tells us that life and death are in the power of our tongue. We live at the level in which we speak. I begin to speak over my marriage. I begin to speak over my wife. I learned to engage my wife in meaningful conversation. Words create feelings and experiences. That's why when you tell her that she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's nice, she's fine, she's attractive, she's sexy, she's appealing. When you tell your man that he is handsome, that you love him, you respect him, you honor him, it does something. It's an experience. And I want my wife to have a good experience when we communicate, when I communicate with her. You must elevate yourself through reading books and having positive mental attitude. Level up yourself. It's going to help you to become a better communicator. You are the problem while communication is a problem in your life, and your problem is a problem to your marriage. To become a better communicator, you need to grow. Your growth journey needs God. Man, listen, guys, I'm trying to help you here. You see, if you're growing, you are automatically becoming a better communicator without even intentionally focusing on that area. Can you imagine what will happen when you make it a vital part of your personal development and your spiritual and personal growth to take communication seriously? I tell people all the time that every problem you have can trace right back to you, and deeper into the lens of that issue, you have a problem, and that is personal growth. So what are some of the things that you can do to improve communication? Read the Word of God. Yes, observe God's way of communication through His words. God said, "Come, let us reason together." The Bible is the most effective book you can read on communication. Yes, it is. And you need to get books that elevate your mindset. Read books. There's a great book by John Maxwell on communication, the 17 undeniable law of communication. Read book from Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are just some of the books that you need to read, but you have got to get intentional about communication. And when you focus on communication, you're focused on growth. And if you're focusing on growth, you are growing. You're becoming better. That's what you need, my friend. And that's what I want to share with you in this video. And if you want to learn more about communication, you need to check out this playlist. It's going to help you on this journey of using your words and your action to create love. Be blessed. Please like and share this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one.